This may be a little controversial because of the danger involved, but I got my buddy Mark out here on the range with me today. And normally we always tell you not to try this at home, but especially for today. I'd mentioned in an earlier video about man-eating squirrels, and a lot of people, when they think of dangerous hunts or safaris, they think of going to Africa with the rhinos or the Cape buffalo or something. And used to they had guided tour hunts here in Kentucky, but they outlawed it. It's got too dangerous when you get to these man-eating squirrels. So like I said, don't try this at home. But Mark here, we went to school together, just a great guy, and he's a patriot, and he's willing to brave the dangers. And we're going to look to maybe hunt some man-eating squirrels. He's an expert when it comes to coyote hunting. He's the guy to call if you want to get rid of a coyote. He knows all the ins and outs, but here we are. We've been tracking this thing for a while, and if you've never heard a man-eating squirrel, they can growl and roar and bark all at once, and it's like no others, almost like a werewolf sound. It's really haunting and daunting, but we've been out here trying to track it. We can see here where one has come through here and bedded down, and he's made him some marks. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's easy to overlook, but there's not a doubt about it. This is definitely some man-eating squirrel sign. What do you think, Mark?
I'd have to agree. There's no mistaking a place this size. It's a good size squirrel too. I'm
not sure if she can see the camera or get the camera angle, but you can see where he's come down here and he's made his trail here. I don't know if you can get that on camera here. And he's also looks like had a water hole down here, and he's dominated that water hole. You can see where he's ran all the deer, all the bear, all the bobcats, everything else. When a man-eating squirrel comes in and takes up his abode, he doesn't share. It's kind of like a hippo. He just clears out the area, and that's looks like what he's done here. We're just going to take you with us on this adventure. Like I said, just be careful when you're out in the woods in eastern Kentucky because of man-eating squirrels. And people don't realize this, but an animal that size is also very stealthy, and they can sneak up on you. So me and Mark's tried to watch out for each other. And which way you think he went from here?
I'm going to go by saying down this way, but it just looks like the way he's been using more often than not. I don't think we're too far behind him.
Okay. Mark's an expert when it comes to tracking coyote, and I'm going to take his advice on it, and we're going to see what we can find. We're going to look for some more sign. I hear some frogs down there, so we're going to maybe track through the swamp. When we go on an adventure, we're going to go all the way, so we're going to hard tell them what we'll have to do to get through there, but it's dangerous terrain, but we've got our minds made up. We're not leaving here without a man-eating squirrel.
I definitely heard him roar. Yeah, we're getting close now. Maybe even more than one.
I know a lot of times you have to have camo or a blind when you're turkey hunting, but with a man-eating squirrel, they don't really care about you being camoed. They're not afraid of anything, so we're not really camoed up today, but we are kind of hiding behind some brush here, and I definitely heard some movement or commotion, and I don't know what's going on down there.
Yeah, I think we're getting close.
Tell them what you brought with us today.
Today we got the Savage 243, 70 grain nozzle ballistic tip reloads, Vortex Viper scope. Always got to have your Swagger bipods. Excellent product. I'm pretty happy with all of it. I think it'll get the job done.
Mark's an expert shot too, and it's very important. If a deer you miss, it's not the end of the world, or if you don't get a good clean kill. But with a man-eating squirrel, they can absolutely turn on you. So your marksmanship better be right on. You got to be very aware of your environment and surroundings. And we may have to belly down here through the thickets and get a better shot, because we're hoping to get a long distance shot. You don't want to get up close and personal with these things. You don't want to get close. You got to stay back to keep your distance, to keep you safe. So we try to put all the safety precautions that we know how, be as safe as possible. Still, when you're hunting dangerous game, there's always risk involved.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of got down here in the thickets. We hit a trail and we followed him back to his cave. And I don't have my glasses on, but I'm pretty sure that's a man-eating squirrel cave, isn't you?
Yeah, I'm positive. Trails all lead right back to here.
Yeah, like he said, the trails lead right to here. He's an expert when it comes to tracking and coyote hunting, and he's put his skills to the test. and we've led this squirrel back to this cave. So we're going to get set up here, and as soon as he can identify the target, we're going to pull the hammer. I've got a lot of guns on backup here just in case something were to go wrong, but I trust Mark's going to be able to hit his target. But we're pretty sure that's the cave. We're pretty sure he's in there, so we may try to lure him out some way. Or what do you think the best game plan is going to be?
We'll try to get him out. If that don't work, we'll take the whole place out.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
We got to make sure he's gone.
Yeah, I tell you, when these things get out, they can be really dangerous, and people don't realize the dangers in these woods when these things are loose and active. They're dangerous to livestock, to people's pets, to even people.
Especially when they made their homes like this one has.
Yeah, he's been set up here for a while, it looks like. We sure don't want him to even get to the place where they've even, you hit a deer with a vehicle, it does a lot of damage, but when you take a creature of this size and you hit it with a vehicle, it can really do some serious damage.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get set up here and see if we can't lure him out. Mark's got a bead on him here. He just ran in the cave. As soon as he peeks his head out, Mark's going to take the shot. You might want to brace yourself. He could come out mad. Let's see what happens.
You ready?
I'm ready. I think I see him.
There he is.
I believe you got him.
I think so.
Well, after reviewing the footage, we actually, I don't know if you could see it on camera, but we're trying to lure him out, and all of a sudden you could see the whites of his eyes. And that's why, I mean, there's a lot of good guys, a lot of good friends, there's a lot of people that I would have loved to have here with me, but when it comes to hunting dangerous game, that's why I called in the expert. Like I said, he brought all of his skills, he brought all of his accuracy, his tracking ability, and we had to brave the elements, the heat, the bugs, the terrain, but I mean, to capture a game like this, especially on camera, I think to me it was worth it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd come out and do it again with you, Steve. I really enjoyed going after something. There's nothing like going after an animal as dangerous as a man-eating squirrel. It's a rush.
It is, and the thing of it is, people say, why do people go to Africa and all these countries and hunt dangerous game? But I think, like you said, it's for the adrenaline, it's for the rush, it's for the thrill of the kill, it's the sense of adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just hunting whitetail and typical game, of course, a lot of people enjoy that. But when you encounter an animal, I'd almost call it a beast, as ferocious as the man-eating squirrel. But I certainly want to thank you, Mark, for coming out and helping us. Like I said, good friends are hard to find. Like I said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. And there's a lot of times people come and help you in a lot of ways, but when you're asking somebody to come hunt a man-eating squirrel, that's when all the volunteers usually just back up. And but Mark stepped up to the challenge, and he came out here, and like I said, I thank Mark, appreciate him, appreciate you watching. Again, don't try this at home. We want you to stay safe, we want your family safe, but if you have problems with man-eating squirrels, I don't know, call us. Me and Mark may work something out. We may try to come and help you, but you don't want to go this alone. So we appreciate you watching. Mark, any advice you want to give them or tell the viewers at home?
Just be careful. Watch out for man-eating squirrels. They are predators. They will hunt you. So just be careful. Don't try this at home.
May God bless you, the Kentucky Patriot, signing off.